The Minister of Works and Housing, Mr. Babatunde Fashola, recently advised state governments to enact laws to make mandatory monthly rent payments, which will enable housing to be more available to Nigerian masses.
The minister is saying that he's advising state governors to create the law within their states to make it mandatory for people to pay monthly. From a tenant's perspective, it sounds good, it sounds fair for planning. From the perspective of someone in the real estate business and knowing the numbers that I know, if you build a 4 flats or you build a duplex in Lagos right now, it will take you in the minimum 7 to 10 years, sometimes as much as 12 years to recover. If you're collecting your salary, your rent, that's even on the case that you don't have any defaults. By the time you finish building your commercial property and you're collecting rent every month, it might take you 10 to 12 years to recover the initial money that you used in purchasing the land and building, which doesn't make business sense. A government cannot create a policy on what you should do with your money when it did not support you in making the money or in financing your building project. If you check out developed countries where there are stipulated laws concerning how you should do your rent, all that the policies, the government literally funds everything. You get a land, the government gives money to build. You want to get mortgage, you get mortgage to buy. The process is so government involved to make it easy for everybody.
First of all, I want to say that I think it will be a fantastic idea to be able to pay monthly, because it will help a lot of people, build on their earnings to improve themselves. When I was growing up, I grew up with a mother who was a nurse. She was the breadwinner and the sole provider for us. And I'm sure it would have gone a long way if she was able to pay monthly instead of putting all her earnings together, try to put everything and pay yearly. So it really made it tough. And I know that this particular law, it's being geared towards low-income earners. But the second thing is that I know that in Nigeria, you cannot, if someone defaults, and no matter how long the person has defaulted, you cannot just take the person out and throw the person out. There is a process, and that process takes a long time. And I know that so many cases of landlords and tenants in court. This is even the 1 year, 2 year rent. So if you were to push the monthly rent style, then you have to do something about how to get your money. You have to do something about how a landlord now does not completely completely loses out because he has decided to put his earnings, his earnings into building a building for people to rent. So we need to be careful that in order to push this 1 month, what else can the government do to make sure that the landlords themselves see it as an advantage for them?
For me, a welcome alternative. So this shows that, the minister is constantly faced with questions like this and is preferring solutions. The issue for me is, locking it down on a particular policy. So when they brought the 1 year rent policy and made it law, you found landlords finding alternatives on how to bypass it. I think they should open up that sector. If your choice is a 2 year plan, it's the choice of your tenant to take it. It doesn't become illegal if you choose to recover your money that way. If it is your choice to do a monthly plan, if you're a considerate investor and think life is hard for me too, I want to consider my tenants, it should be like that. And you will have other criteria that you would pick your tenant by. If I had an investment, for instance, a house where I wanted to put my tenant on monthly rent, my tenant had to show means, a job that I'm sure and certain that he can pay, and he can put that payment on recurrent payment, so that automatically his account is debited to that amount from source. So I can rest on it. But I don't want government to now lock it on a monthly plan, forgetting that we have mischievous tenants everywhere.
Yes, the landlord wants to make his money back. Yes, the landlord invested for pension and for certain other reasons. We're also taking those into consideration. I think I would just advise that you hold on a bit, take a back step, and see what the policy would be. It's not something that is it's not draconian.
Okay.
And we've actually been practicing the monthly tenancy through our rent-to-own program. I know Nima spoke about this. And quite a number of people have been beneficiaries of the rent-to-own. What we do is we charge you 5% once you buy the house, which is the down payment. then you pay on a monthly basis for the next 10 years. So we have been doing it. We have a board called the Lagos State Mortgage Board, and that's where the pre-qualification process takes place. They look at your income over a certain period, and they look at the pattern. So what the policy says is that we cannot allow you to get on the scheme if we are going to take more than 33% of your monthly income. So we are aware of the fact that you need to do other things with your income. So if it is over 33% of your income, then you will not be pre-qualified for that particular unit you're trying to buy. So we're doing it. We're looking at everything. It's also going to help us stop fraud in the real estate industry. But that particular policy on the monthly tenancy, I think we should take a back step. And then once we come up with everything that we have thought about and put on the table to do it, you would actually applaud the Lagos State government and governor as well.